mes amis, hi guys. I had sworn after last Baselworld not to even care anymore, since Rolex and Tudor had kinda let us down and taken a questionable path, and since anyway, no matter what they release, nothing will be available in stores. It doesn't help that Basel 2020 has been pushed back to late April, which is just too late for many brands. Seiko has now pulled out, so there's less and less reason to even care. But I was just reflecting on the latest releases, and it led me to conclude that these are the most likely incoming ones. First, two-tone GMT Master 2 with a black bezel. Reference 116713LN is due for an upgrade, and along with the new movement and slimmer lugs, a Jubilee bracelet would make it really appealing as a new 126713LN reference. The superb root beer 126711 CHNR, which I would love to pick up, came on the Oyster bracelet, so there is a sweet spot to fill in, and Rolex will be able to charge more for the black bezel version than it currently can. Secondly, a two-tone Milgauss. The watch already looks sharper than sports models with its polished center links, so why not switch those and the bezel for gold and rejuvenate the lineup, especially the black dial version, which has been somewhat lacking luster compared to the striking Z Blue. 3. A larger Submariner. We were expecting it last year. This might be the year. All sports models have grown in size in their latest revamp. Explorer 1, Explorer 2, Sea Dweller, Yacht Master, and none is really all the better for it, except perhaps the Explorer 1, which is debatable as well. You could also add the Tejas and the President, both of which went a bit too large, then were scaled back. One main issue with the Omega Sea Master is its case size, just a notch too large to be right. Going larger is already a buried trend, but Rolex does what Rolex wants, and people buy it anyway. Who asked for that blacked out 42mm Yacht Master after all? The new large sub will sell because it will have the new movement and enough tricks to make it desirable no matter what. And at the same time, by making it bigger, it keeps the value for the current owners of the current model. So I wouldn't worry about picking up a current model Rolex Submariner, because the next one is likely to be fairly different, and if it's bigger, nobody will lose. Following what I just said, the current Explorer 2 lacks elegance. I do like the black version, but it could be so much better. So the easy stupid thing to do, which is not out of the question, is to have a two-tone model, just like that Sea Dweller 43 that defies reason. The fan-friendly thing to do would be a ceramic bezel. I'm not that fond of those, but yeah, it might reboot the look of the watch. The ideal thing to do would be to add elements on the bezel and minute track to bring the model closer to the most sought-after vintage Explorer 2, the reference 1655. For the rest, more precious metals, more blink. That's clearly what Rolex set out to do 3 years ago, and I feel like their release of the Pepsi was meant to excite people. Did they mean to starve the market totally, to either make people be so desperate to get a sports model that they would buy the premium precious metal versions and gouge on Tudor's discount steel sports models? I think they kinda did, but I think it went beyond their expectations, and the frenzy caught them off guard to the point of risking some consumer backlash, given how much anger it is triggering. But look, as I mentioned before, if all the sports models were readily available in every store, there would be no second-hand premium, and consumers wouldn't care as much for them, because at the end of the day, they are incredibly expensive items. So you know what? Rise above and get an older reference perhaps. pre-ceramic GMT or Sea Dweller, or the 116600 ceramic. Or look at other brands altogether and consider adding a dress watch to your collection, like a longer perhaps. Alright, let's see what next year brings, and until then, take care.